at Murphy in the background.
He's like eating sticks.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Gabbin with Jessa. Today we are in another location, so that means it is time for our countdown to the Olympic TBR. So for my September TBR, I didn't do as well as I would have liked. I did start a few new jobs, so that kind of got in the way. So I did a lot of mood reading in September. So even though it wasn't the best, I still wanted to continue on doing a TBR. You know, I'm just having a lot of fun coming up with different ideas for how to relate it to the Olympics. So before I get started, there are some readathons that I'm going to be taking part in this month, and they are going to be, of course, the Double Booked Book Club from Reads with Ansu, and the books that we're going to read for this month are Black Flamingo and City of Brass. And then I'm also going to be participating in Horror-a-thon, which takes place from October 25th to the 31st, that I am a co-host of. I'll have that TBR video later on in the month of October, so you can see what I'm reading for that. I am also hosting or co-hosting a book club, the Interstellar Book Club, which is a sci-fi based book club, and we are going to be reading The Space Between Worlds. And finally, I will be participating in the Nancy Drew Readathon, which takes place from September 27th to October 12th, and I'll have a TBR video, I think, posted before this one, so you can see what I'm reading for that. So I thought, because the Olympics are so historical, there's a lot of history behind them, I thought from now on I'd do a little bit of the history of each of the sports that I'm going to be doing, which this month it's going to be cycling. So there are 4 main events for the cycling category. There's the BMX, which is in freestyle park for both men and women, mountain bike, which is the cross country category, that's how they do it, for both men and women, and then the road category, which is an individual time trial and a road race, again for both men and women, and track, which is the indoor cycling. And then for that there's the Karen, the Omnium, the Sprint, the Team Pursuit, and the Team Sprint, again for both men and women. The first ever road event for cycling took place in 1896 in Athens, so it's one of the rare sports that's always been featured in the Olympics, especially in the modern times, the more modern Olympics we see, which started in 1896 in Athens. 1996 marked the debut of the time trial, the individual time trial, in Atlanta, Georgia for that Olympics. And then women were able to start cycling. It was officially added to the women's program in 1984 at the Los Angeles Olympic Games. And so our recent gold medal winners from the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics, Great Britain came out on top with the most gold medals at 6 gold medals, and they also came out on top with the most amount of medals with a total of 12 in the category of cycling of all 4 major events. The next one was actually the Netherlands at 6, so Great Britain is pretty good at cycling, as they nearly doubled the amount of medals as the second place winners. And some of those gold place winners were Greg van der Maat from Belgium, Fabian Cancellar from Switzerland, Anna van der Bergen from the Netherlands, Kristen Armstrong from the United States, Jason Kenny from Great Britain, who actually won 2, Ilia Viviani from Italy, Team Great Britain for the men's team pursuit and the men's team sprint, Elise Litzley from the Netherlands, Team Great Britain for the women's team pursuit, Christina Vogel from Germany, Team China for the women's team sprint, Nino Schuterer from Switzerland, Jenny Rivsveds from Sweden, Connor Fields from the United States, and Mariana Pajon from Colombia. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have all of my prompts listed right here. I am going to take my brother's bike from when he was 10, and I'm going to ride through them, grab them, and that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to pick my prompts. I'm going to be doing this a total of 6 times, again for 6 prompts. Okay, now we're going to start with prompt number 1. All right, and our first one is going to be new release. So we're in a new location, so for all of the books that I'm going to, explain the prompts for, I'm going to be right up here. I'm in my room by my new TBR cart. I love it. I love the color. It's so pretty purple, because I love purple. So the first prompt that I picked was new release, and for that I'm going to read Transcendent Kingdom, and this is by Ya Gayasi. This was my September book of the month pick, and so I'm really excited to get into this. When I first read the description about it, it sounded so fascinating to me, so I definitely wanted to pick it up. It's about this girl who's a PhD candidate for neuroscience, and she's about to graduate with her PhD, but everything about science kind of goes against her religion, and so this really sounded interesting to me, and so I can't wait to read this. Okay, prompt prompt was Intimidating Read, and this one, I'm so happy I got this one because I really wanted to read this book in the month of October because it's just so fitting for spooky season, and that is It by Stephen King. Now, I've never read anything from Stephen King before. I always thought that, you know, he was interesting and I wanted to try to get into it, and I know that some of his work is just absolutely crazy, but I saw the first It movie, the remake, back in 2017, and I'm like, yes, this is it. This is what I'm going. This is going to be my first Stephen King book, and I'm so excited for it. And the reason why I picked it for Intimidating Read is because, I mean, look at that. It's like 1,100 pages long, I think. It might be longer. It's a little over 1,100 pages. So, very intimidating. Prompt number 3. Poetry. Next is poetry, and for this I'm going to pick The Black Flamingo. This is part of Read with Ansu's double booked book club that's going on during this month, so I was really excited when I found out that that book is actually written in verse, so that's going to be perfect for this. I don't really know much about it. I know it's LGBTQ, and that's really about it, but I'm really excited to get into it. Prompt number 4. We get Murphy pick again. Murphy pick, we have The Art of Racing in the Rain, A Game of Thrones, Blue is for Nightmares, and Home Before Dark. Let's see which one he picks. Up, of course, the one with the dog on it, The Art of Racing in the Rain. Then, as you saw from that clip, my dog Murphy picked The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. I picked this up at Walmart after, I saw the movie came out, and I love Ventimiglia. I think that's how you say his name. Probably not. I totally butchered that. But anyway, I love him from This Is Us. And so I wanted to watch the movie. I never really did get around to it. But anyway, I wanted to pick this one up. Like I said, I saw it at Walmart. It was like $8. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't know this was a book. It's a very small book, so it's something I should easily be able to get through. And I'm super excited about it. Plus, it has a dog on it. So how fitting is that? Okay, prompt number 5. Oopsie. Grab 2, Bill, pick 1. Pink or yellow?
Yellow.
Okay. This is going to be new series. The 5th prompt was new series, so I decided to pick up Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I don't really know much about this book, but it was definitely one that I wanted to pick up. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard good things about it, and so I heard it was a series. I'm like, that's perfect. I think it's a trilogy. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. It seems like it's like monster themed and, you know, creepy things are appearing, and that just sounds so up my alley, and so definitely gonna be excited to read this one. And last one, prompt number 6. Sequel. And the last prompt was sequel, and for that I'm going to be reading City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the 2nd book in the Mortal Instruments series. This was, I believe, her 2nd book published within the Shadowhunters realm, and I read the first one and I did actually really enjoy it in the end. I think I'm gonna have to adjust my rating on Goodreads of it, but either way, I still really enjoyed it. This is my best friend from college's favorite series. She loves everything with the Shadowhunters, so of course I wanted to keep reading the series, and getting a sequel was perfect motivation for me to pick this one up and continue to read it. So those are all the books I'm going to be reading in the month of October. I'm really excited to get started on all those, have some new prompts in there, and, you know, just try to start exploring new things. I am very sweaty. I shouldn't have been, but it's very hot here today that I'm filming this, and I'm just so excited for all the different readathons that I'm going to be doing. Don't forget to check out the Interstellar Book Club. We're going to be having a live show on the Space Between Worlds on October 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be on Steph's channel at Coffee Over Apples, so please feel free to join us for that discussion. We can't wait. We're super excited for it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, keep on gabbing.